Blessed Tuesday. So today for Plant Feature Tuesday, I'm going to go ahead and showcase this little beauty. This is a Jade Sansevieria Hannah, or I guess you could say Jade Sansevieria Jade Hannah, or Bird's Nest, or Star Power, whatever you want to call. There's different names for the shorter dwarf form Sansevierias. So once again, they come in three different these forms. So they have you have your cylindrical, which there's a variety of those that are cylindrical, and they come out with the spikes. And then you have your bird's nest, that this is considered the bird's nest or Hannah or Star Power. And then you have your compact size, which is like a medium size, more stubby looking Sansevieria. Then you have your tall, skinny one. So basically, those are your traits. Really, there's four different styles, I guess. But this is a Sansevieria Hannah dwarf form Jade. So I believe they call this one the Black Dragon. I don't know, I've never seen just an all black, all green Sansevieria, the tall ones. I've only seen this one. I'm sure there may be one that comes in a compact form. I know the Whitney is pretty dark, but it still has the silver lining around. And then you have your black coral, which is really, really dark, but it still has some variegation. This one doesn't have any variegation. It's just all green. I've seen it be called, like I said, the Black Dragon. But all in all, it is the dwarf form. It will get, a little taller, I believe. Like, I've seen them get pretty tall if you put them in a lot of sun. If they get a lot of sun, they'll do that. It'll get a little bit taller, but it's not going to get as tall as, the regular tall, skinny leaves. So the care for this, for one, her leaves get really dirty quickly. So I use baby wipes to wipe my Sansevieria leaves down, just because they don't like their leaves wet. Now, if you're outside, I think you could wet the leaves, but I've never I don't like wetting the leaves of my Sansevieria. For some reason, they just don't like it inside. So, but that's what I do. So I just use baby wipes. I like using the baby wipes that are have no chemicals in them. So they're dye-free, chemical-free. And I use them to pretty much wash the leaves of my Sansevierias, because they do get dusty, especially since when they're growing from the dirt, like the pups, you'll notice, or even when they come from the middle, there's like dirt, because, they have to come from the dirt. So basically, you do have to clean the leaves from time to time, because they will get dusty on you. But for the care for this, I let her, like all of them, dry out completely, bone dry. Then I give them a good drink. And when I say a good drink, I pour like a whole bunch of water, let it all go through, and then I'll even let them sit for a few minutes in some water, just to make sure they've absorbed a lot of water. And this is my summer care. Winter care is a whole different watering schedule. For my winter, what I do is I water my Sansevierias, I want to say end of October, give them a good drink, and then I don't water them again till March. I know that sounds weird, but that's pretty much how I do with them, and they're okay with it, because they can handle it. Now, it's weird because the Hannahs will rot quicker than any of them. So you have to be real careful with your Hannah Sansevierias or your dwarf Sansevierias. You want to keep them in terracotta. You want to make sure that you do not overwater, because they rot quicker than any of the Sansevierias. They're just very prone to rotting. All of them are prone to watering, but the The Hannah and the bird nest ones, they're very, very prone to overwatering. So I try my best to make sure that they're bone dry, and that means they've dried out all the way to the bottom of the pot. And then I give them a good drink, maybe every 2 weeks, we'll say, in the winter, I mean, in the summer. And really, there's ones that I give maybe every 7 days. And then there's ones that I give maybe every 2 weeks. And the ones that are 7 days, they're pretty much almost by the window of a west window. All my plants get big, huge west window during the summer, but I keep them a little bit back. So if you're not giving them too much sun, then you don't got to worry about too much watering. You can do every 2 weeks. But the ones that are getting like direct sunlight, they get watered every 7 days, just because they are drying out really quickly. So that care, it depends all on how much sunlight you're giving your plants. Really, with all plants, I believe that's how you're going to want to do. But with Sansevieria, you still, I don't care if you're giving them full sun, still make sure that they're all the way completely dried out before you water them, because they're so prone. Their root system, even though these are some strong, heavy plants, and they're very, they're die-hard plants, their roots are fragile for some reason. They have really thin, fragile roots, so they can rot out very quickly. If you've ever looked at a Sansevieria root system, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, so she's in free, very well draining, free draining soil, orchid bark, perlite, orchid mix. What else is in here? Orchid mix. I believe I have cactus mix, cactus soil, basically. Cactus soil, orchid bark, orchid mix, and some perlite. So the cactus soil is EB stone cactus soil. The orchid mix and the orchid bark. The orchid mix, I use the Epsom orchid mix, and that just has a bunch of mixture of stuff: charcoal, orchid bark, perlite, I believe, and then the cactus mix has soil with pumice and perlite in it. So, and then the orchid bark is just orchid bark. So that's the mixture that I use for pretty much most of my Sansevierias. It just varies. It depends on what I have at the time. But as of now, that's the mixture that I'm working with, that she has basically. And so, yeah, she hasn't given me a pup yet. Some of my birds nest a few of them have given me pups, but this one not yet, which I'm fine. She's a slow grower. And I know if you give her more sun, she'll get darker, but I don't have her in really full sun. I just have her pretty moved back away from a west window. Now, as far as fertilizing, I use the Job's fertilizer sticks. Sorry, and they basically just go into the soil for a 4 inch. They have directions, so 4 inches is two. This is like a 5 inch pot. She was in a 4 inch pot, and I moved her up to like a 5 inch. So that I just repotted her in March, and I probably won't take her out of this pot for another 2 years, because they really don't need to be repotted. You can, I'm sure after 2 years I can, give her some new fresh soil and worm castings or something to just freshen up her soil. I haven't used worm casting yet, but I believe I'm going to use that when I'm freshening up the soil. So, but yeah, I repotted her in March, so I'll keep her in this for a while. And then once, 2 years from now, I'll repot her, and, we'll see if I'm going to need to put her in another pot or if she's still good in this 5 inch pot. But it is terracotta, so I went ahead and transferred all my Sansevierias in terracotta, just because you really don't, once again, you want all that water soaked out. You want to wet them roots, but you want that water to be soaked out as quick as possible. So bright indirect sun pretty much is what she's getting. Not even that, maybe medium light, or even we'll consider low light because it's moved back from a window. Um, the soil really free, real soilless. Basically, you want your soil to be basically soilless. That means just a little bit, out of 100%, you want probably 25% soil, and then the rest is just, you can use pumice, charcoal, orchid bark. Orchid bark is good, charcoal's good because it mixes it all up and it helps it prevent from turning into a huge hard rock. And then you could even put pebbles in there. With them, you want to just have it very airy, and that just means you want it, with pumice, rocks, perlite, all those things basically help the plant roots to, just flow through. It's not stuck and holding in a bunch of air on their roots. They want to be able to have free, well, they want air and free. They want their roots to be free so they don't so you don't overwater them, because then they'll end up rotting out, which none of us want to do. But that's pretty much it for the care for her. She is a beauty to me. She's unique than all the Sansevierias because she is all green. She doesn't have no variegation to her. It's just straight green. And when you put her in more sun, she does turn like a black green, a very, very dark green. And I believe that's why they call her the Black Dragon. But I don't mind. She's a slow grower, and I really don't mind. I want her to take her time. She's a beauty. I think, all green plants are beautiful to me anyway. So she had a little nicks and stuff. Pretty much this right here is what's grown for me. And I've had her for about going on a year now. So you don't get much growth. Now, I'm sure if I had her in more sun, she'd probably grow more. But I'm fine with how she's growing now. So yeah, if you get a chance and you see one of these, I'm telling you, these are gorgeous. They're so pretty to look at. She doesn't give me any issues. Like I said, I let her get bone dry, then I give her a real, real good drink. I give her the Jobe's fertilizer sticks for fertilizer. She gets low light. We'll say she's getting pretty much low light, which is you can read a book without having to turn a light on. That's your low light. And then I water her. The water is tapped that I leave sitting out for a few days. Her soil is just a very airy soil. And then she's in a terracotta pot. And that's pretty much it. She's really simple to take care of. If you want plants that you don't have to do a whole bunch with, have to no humidity, dry air, water, they can take even not being watered. I heard for 6 months. I wouldn't put a plant through that, but I almost do that for the winter. But you can, this is a good plant to have, and it's all green. It doesn't have variegation, so you really don't have to keep her in bright sun because she doesn't have that variegation. Even though I found some of my Sansevierias that have variegation still grew without all that light, but the green, like the lighter color, doesn't be as light as it would be if you gave it more sun. That's the only difference. But and like her, I'm sure she'd get darker if I gave her more sun. But this is fine for me. I'm fine with her looking like this and growing how she wants to grow. And so yeah, if you get a chance, get you a Jade Sansevieria. It may be listed under Black Dragon. I've seen people list that under it, or just an all green Sansevieria. But yeah, this is a Hannah bird's nest. Like I said, it won't probably get any much taller. The rosettes might come out, but I've seen it get a little bit taller than this. But other than that, this is what you get when you get a Hannah or a dwarf. They don't grow much, and that's why they're called dwarfs. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope everyone has a blessed week. I will be doing a updated Sansevieria collection and an updated Hoya collection soon, and I'll be doing a end of summer plant tour also. So be looking forward to that. I hope everyone has a blessed week, and I will be back soon. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Have a blessed day. Bye.